passcode. Gosh, sorry. Can you bring it down? Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook, located on the ancestral lands of the Settlecott people. I'm Ellen Bartley, and I'm so happy to be serving as worship associate this morning as we welcome Dr. Yvonne C. Garrett back to our pulpit. Our acting director of religious ed for today is Susan Buckley. We are so lucky to also have quite the crew of musicians today. Dee Dee Cook, Peter Winkler, Pete Cotta, Greg Maggio, Charlie Posey, and John Seppola. Wendy Englehart shares our time for all ages. Rob Pond and Linda Cortese are our tech team today. We welcome you wherever you may be this morning, here in our sanctuary or attending virtually. We are one congregation working together. So let's all say hi and wave to the folks at home through the camera on your left. A very special welcome to any of you who are here for the first time. We're so glad to have you with us and look forward to greeting you and getting to know you. If you're comfortable and want to raise your hand now, we can recognize you and seek you out at coffee hour. Okay. Please plan to join us after the service for coffee and conversation. For those online, there's a link on our website for our virtual coffee hour. Whether here or online, you'll find some friendly folks to help you find answers to questions you might have. Our fellowship is a really busy place, and we hope that newcomers and longtime members will join in many of the ongoing activities. We have a special event coming up on Saturday, April 4th. Everyone is invited to come and share in the traditions, music, and food of our Passover Seder. Wendy Englehart and Lou Yedwab are hosting the event, so seek them out during coffee hour and then head over to the sign-up sheet on the board in the foyer. You may have also noticed the new sanctuary displays at the back in honor of Women's History. We invite you to take a look at the women featured and also to use the markers and write the names of women who you would like to lift up, and there are markers in the back for you to do that. We ask you to please write clearly because at the end of the month, we'll gather the list of all the names and publish them in our newsletter. Our fellowship is also a space for sharing joys and sorrows. At any time during the service, please feel free to come forward to the table on your right and drop a pebble into the water, letting your intention ripple outward and mingle with those of others in the community. Please silence your cell phones so that we may all be attentive to this time of worship that we share together. And as we enter into the sacred space of worship with the sounding of the morning bell, may the vibrations open our hearts and our minds and bring us fully into this moment.
Well, the moon is broken and the sky is cracked. Come on up to the house. The only things you can see is all you lack. Come on up to the house. All your crying don't do no good. Come on up to the house. Come down off the cross, we could use the wood. You got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just passing through. You got to come on up to the house. There's no light in the tunnel, no irons in the fire. Come on up to the house, and you're singing soprano in a junk man's choir. Come on up to the house. Does life seem nasty, brutish and short? Come on up to the house. The seas are stormy and you can't find no port. You got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm passing through. You got to come on up to the house. There's nothing in the world that you can do. Come on up to the house. And you've been whipped by the forces that are inside of you. You got to come on up to the house. Well, you're high on top of your mountain of woe. Come on up to the house. You should surrender, but you can't let go. You've got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just passing through. You got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just passing through. You got to come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just passing through. You got to come on up to the house. Whoa, whoa, yeah.
As we light our chalice in the sanctuary, I invite those at home to also light a chalice or a candle. The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. This morning, we invite Esther Rita Austin to come forward and light the chalice as I read these words from The Great Turning by Lisa Garcia Sampson. In these wild, historic, and uncertain times, we gather to remember who we are, who we belong to, and what we are called to do. As we light this chalice, we kindle the spirit of the Great Turning, the movement for justice, alive in this nation today. May we feel it in our bones, and in the stillness of this hour, may we sense it calling our name. Let's all rise and body our spirit to join in singing our first hymn, Lean on Me. The words are in your order of service.
This morning's Time for All Ages is entitled The Light She Feels Inside by Gwendolyn Wallace, illustrated by Olivia Duchess. Some days, Maya feels filled with light. Maya glows when she curls up between her mom and dad at night, and they ask her about her day. When she goes next door to borrow 2 eggs, Mrs. Wilson gives Maya 3 eggs, a piece of butterscotch, and a big hug as warm as the sun. When the community garden opens, Maya can pick the sweetest strawberries with John, her favorite cousin. And when she passes Carrie busking on her way home from school, Maya feels like glowing in her chest might lift her all the way off the ground. Every day she watches love dance in the people and places around her. Sometimes, though, Maya feels a different type of glow, a burning one, when Brian pushes her down on the playground and doesn't apologize. And when she watches the police talk to her friend John after he takes her to get ice cream. And when she sees that the best climbing tree will be torn down so fancy apartments can be put there instead. And when she overhears her mom and dad talk about the month where they didn't have much money, and they need it, but don't have it, Maya feels very small. But the glowing anger inside her grows bigger. She doesn't know what to do with all this glowing inside of her. All she knows is that it's starting to feel too heavy to carry. After school, Maya goes to the library. She used to go to Miss Scott's story time when she was younger. Now she watches from the back of the room. Miss Scott's honeyed voice and gentle eyes always made Maya feel better. When story time is over, Miss Scott comes over to say hello. Maya can feel the tears starting to form as she describes everything she's feeling. Sweetheart, Miss Scott always says, that's glowing. All of it is your most important thing. Miss Scott brings her a stack of books. The women who came before you, your ancestors, found lots of ways to honor these same glowing feelings, she said. Maya opens the first book and begins to read. In her mind, she writes for the newspaper with Ida B. Wells, recording the injustice they see around them. Maya sings with Nina Simone about what freedom might feel like. She plants carrots with Fannie Lou Hamer to feed a whole neighborhood. She creates a poem with Gwendolyn Brooks about all the sights and sounds on her block. She helps Marsha P. Johnson fix up the Star House, and she designs a new neighborhood with June Jordan, one that has parks and clean air and a home for everyone who needs one. She learns from women who came together to imagine brighter futures, like Kembahi River Collective, who marched on the street to speak up about the power in multicolored lives of Black women. When Maya reads that they were inspired by a healthy love for ourselves, our sisters, and our community, she knows that's what love is. She recognizes her glow. At the table that night, Maya says, "Can you tell me about the people I come from?" She hears all about her grandmother Annie, who made medicines out of plants for people who couldn't go to the doctor, and her great-grandmother Rose, who taught adults how to read and write in her home. at night. Later, Maya draws the women she learned about. She notices that her glowing doesn't feel too much anymore. In fact, it fits perfectly inside her, and it whispers to her to share it. The next day, Maya shows her friends her pictures and tells them what she knows about these women, and she speaks. She notices her friends are starting to glow brightly too. Glowing together, the friends ask each other the questions in their hearts. What makes you feel safe? How do we take care of one another? Why doesn't everyone have everything they need? Where should we start? And so, they sit together and imagine endless ways to lift up what they love about the world, and even more ways to change what they don't. They look around at all the glowing women they know, Miss Scott, Mrs. Wilson, their teachers, the women who volunteer at the community garden, and they set out to find all the glowing women they don't know yet. Sometimes they feel happy, and sometimes they feel sad, and sometimes they feel tired, because it seems like there's so much that needs to change about the world. But they know that they do not glow alone. Now it's time for our RE teachers and children to meet in the back of the sanctuary, where they will pause while we sing the Reeves Children Benediction to them. You can find that in the back of either of your hymnals.
We enter now into a period of meditation, first in words, then in silence, and then in song. Our words today are actually the words that we will sing at the end of meditation, from the meditation on breathing. If you don't know it, you might want to open your hymn books now, number 1009. This is a round, and so we'll sing it first in unison, and then just pick your favorite part and continue until Dee Dee cuts us off. Peter and Dee Dee will hold time for us, so we don't need to. Did I just give you an assignment that you weren't ready for? Peter and Dee Dee will hold time for us, so that we don't need to be concerned about that. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in peace, when I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace, and when I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. In honor of Women's History Month and in recognition of the ongoing crisis being faced by immigrants here on Long Island, our Share the Plate recipient for the month of March is the Learning Connection for Adult Education. This nonprofit adult educational program is sponsored by the Sisters of St. Joseph in Brentwood, in keeping with their mission to foster nurturing, inclusive love, unity, reconciliation, peace, and justice. They envision a world where every woman, regardless of her starting point, can have a chance in life and the opportunity to build a future for herself and others. For more than 30 years, the Learning Connection has created a welcoming learning community for women of all backgrounds, especially for those who have had limited access to education and for whom English is a new language. In a multicultural, non-competitive setting, participants follow the course of study suited to their needs, abilities, and personal goals. The program helps foster confidence, independence, and connection by providing the tools and support they need for personal growth and community contribution. They work closely with the Brentwood School District, but depend on volunteers and donations to continue their life-changing work. If you have further questions about the organization, please feel free to see me after the service.
Tell you fascists, you might be surprised. There's people in this world, and we're getting organized. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Speak from every nation, marching side by side, they're marching across those fields where a million fascists die. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose.
I am so thrilled to welcome back Dr. Yvonne C. Garrett today. She is a second-generation UU, feminist, activist, humanist, atheist, and ethical vegan. Yvonne is currently serving as an intern minister at First Unitarian Congregational Society in Brooklyn and as a Spirit Life advisor at New York University. She recently graduated from Stark King, earning a Master of Divinity, UU concentration, and certificate in chaplaincy. She is a candidate on her path to UU ministry. She also holds an MFA from the New School, an MLIS from Long Island University, 2 masters from NYU, and a PhD from Drew University. I'm tired reading the bio. That's a lot of energy. She works full-time at the New School, where she is also a shop steward for the Teamsters and serves as editor of the UU Studies Network Journal. In her spare time, she enjoys hiking, boxing, and the ocean. Yvonne's favorite Long Island places include the Planting Fields, Bayard Cutting Arboretum, and Fire Island. Welcome back.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be back here, and I have Woody Guthrie going through my head right now. Now, I know it says in your order of service that I'll be doing a reading. I cut that reading this morning because I think that Woody Guthrie said it best. So I want to say a special good morning to this congregation, and thank you for having me back again. I really appreciate the welcome that you give me. And I want to say hello to everyone who's watching online. And for those who don't know me, thank you, Ellen, for the great introduction. I am Yvonne Garrett. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a second-generation Unitarian Universalist, 21st century humanist, atheist, and ethical vegan. I am also disabled. I am, as you heard, currently a candidate for the UU ministry, seeing the MFC at the end of this month. And I am serving as intern minister at First U in Brooklyn. This is a dark time. It's important that we acknowledge the grief and fear, the anxiety that most of us are feeling. Some of us have experienced job loss or the seismic changes in our chosen fields, the loss of bodily autonomy through oppressive legislation, the ongoing oppression of a fascist government. Some of us have witnessed the violent kidnapping, detention, and deportation of our neighbors. Many of us are deeply concerned that our country has entered yet another forever war, which has already brought about the tragic death of U.S. service members and also civilians, including children, and the environmental devastation to a region already struggling. People in the part of the world known to us Americans as the Middle East. There is also devastation in Sudan, in Gaza, in Ukraine. So many of us are suffering. And people in our country are losing their health care, their livelihoods, their homes, their rights, their freedom. Some days it can feel like there is no path forward, that we cannot overcome the vast and terrible forces of oppression. But I want to encourage you to lean into the words of one of my personal heroes, Sojourner Truth, when she says, "I will not allow my life's light to be determined by the darkness around me." Part of resisting the forces of oppression, of pushing back on those who would extinguish our light, is to celebrate. And celebration is not just about having fun or dancing or parades, though all those things are great. Celebration is about building community. It's about loving ourselves and each other. Celebration is also about honoring the lives of those we have lost. Now, when I was first scheduled to preach this sermon, as some of you may know, a wild storm hit us. It is the third time this year that I've been scheduled to preach somewhere and there was a snowstorm. And I am still an atheist. So when I was first scheduled to come here, we were coming up on Mardi Gras. And, well, some of you may think of Mardi Gras as nothing more than an excuse to overindulge. It's actually a time for celebrating culture, tradition, and community. And as anyone knows who has seen the big parades roll through New Orleans or the Mardi Gras Indians in all their finery, Mardi Gras is much more than just a long party on the days leading up to Ash Wednesday. Someone I know and love told me they weren't going to Mardi Gras this year because of all the stuff going on. Many of us wonder if this is a good time, if it's appropriate to celebrate at all. But it is exactly in times like this when we need to spend time in community and to find ways to lean into joy, because joy is essential for our survival. Now, Mardi Gras this year happened around the same time as the Lunar New Year and the start of Ramadan. And I don't mention these different ways of marking the year just to be multicultural, but because each of these, Mardi Gras, Lunar New Year, Ramadan, and Eid, are long traditions that help to build community, to maintain culture, and for many folks, a faith in tradition and or their chosen deity, to celebrate who they are, who we are. Because celebration is about building community, it's about loving ourselves and each other. So, what does it mean to see celebration as a form of resistance? And how can we even talk about celebration in the midst of all of this? How better to resist than to push back against those who would steal our joy? Because celebration is joy in action. And aside from just the fun, participating in community celebrations actually gives our nervous systems a break and reminds us that we are loved and that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. Now, for many people who have been marginalized, BIPOC, LGBTQI, disabled, refugees, immigrants, veterans, celebrations are ways to survive and even to thrive. Because coming together reminds us that we are not alone. We matter. Whether it's to celebrate a quinceañera, a bar mitzvah, the year of the fire horse, the Zulu parade, St. Patrick's Day, or whatever, whenever, wherever it is you find your community or your faith, moments of celebration remind us who we are, where we come from, and give us an incredibly positive way to reconnect with joy, to recover from pain and grief, and to nourish ourselves. Now, I'm someone who is called to activism, and I have been since I was a child. And activism, social justice work, community building, care work, it's all exhausting. So many people, especially now, feel this constant urgency to do something. And I want to thank you, all of you, who are doing the work in whatever shape it takes for you. But I'm also someone who has had to learn that there needs to be time for joy. Not just rest, not just sleep, not just watching women's NCAA go NYU, going to see Steve Earle or Gustavo Dudamel, being out in nature, but also gathering with those we love to celebrate the very fact that we exist. And yes, it's important to do the work, to pay attention, to acknowledge our relative privileges, and to use those privileges to cause, as they say, good trouble. But we can't do any of that if we burn out. If we spend all of our time in a constant state of anxiety or doom scrolling or showing up for every protest, every action, every rally. Now, this is something that the queer community, the Black community, the Latin community, the indigenous community, and the labor community, among so many others in this country, have come to understand. It's part of why Pride is such a party. It's one of the many reasons powwows are awesome. It's part of why Mardi Gras has such a strong and continuous draw. It's the original reason for marching on St. Patrick's Day. Because this is how people show pride in their community, their culture, and shout out loud their right to exist, our right to exist and to experience joy. I will not allow my life's light to be determined by the darkness around me. Now, I'm not a big believer in things like Black History Month, Women's History Month, because our history is every single day. But here's a little slice of history for you. Sojourner Truth was born in 1797, separated from her mother, and forced to work from the age of 5. She was enslaved and sold 9 times. All but 2 of her 13 children were sold or died early deaths. She escaped from slavery in 1826 with her infant daughter and then sued for her son's freedom, becoming the first Black woman to successfully sue a white man in this country. She became one of our greatest speakers in the causes of abolition and women's rights, particularly Black women's rights. And she calls us to remember our light. And I will ask you to please say it with me. I will not allow my life's light to be determined by the darkness around me. I will not allow my life's light to be determined by the darkness around me. Now, I want to acknowledge that those of us who live in white skin in this country, no matter what other identities we have, do not live with the same history of oppression as BIPOC folks. But we can also learn a lot about joy from BIPOC communities. I don't know if I would have survived what Sojourner Truth did or retained any light, any joy. So I can only lean into her words with awe for her strength. I will not allow anyone to steal my joy, and neither should you. Now, I've seen Black joy in action in New Orleans on a daily basis, not just during Zulu or Second Lines or Mardi Gras Indian Super Sunday. I used to have a place in the French Quarter a long time ago. And I loved the parades, the masking, the costuming, the celebrating, and marching with friends. And the best times I had were with the drag queens. That may seem obvious now to some of you, but this was a while ago, before RuPaul's Drag Race and Storytime. These were New Orleans drag queens. Many were BIPOC. Some were 6'2" and fully dressed as Marie Antoinette. It was glorious, and it was joyous, and it was a full-on celebration of their right not to just exist, but to be proud in public and better dressed than any of us. And yeah, I learned a lot about building community from those drag queens. And I learned a lot about resisting the darkness of oppression by seeing Black joy in action. Now, the idea of celebration as resistance doesn't have to mean big events, parades, crowds, a whole lot of noise. Celebration can also mean those moments every day when we acknowledge what we've accomplished and how each of those accomplishments is in and of itself a transformation. And yes, there are a lot of people writing online about self-celebration, which is an important part of self-care. But what if instead we think about celebrating each other and all of the things we accomplish together? whether it's here in this congregation, in our communities, in our justice actions, in our families, in our friendships, in our workplaces. All of these things, too, are celebration as resistance, because all of these things are about maintaining and building community. And all of these things, these celebrations, are about putting love at the center. Now, the organization you use, Side with Love, and if you don't know about them, you can ask me later, writes that at a time when fear, violence, and extraction dominate our politics and our planet, we, as UUs, practice another way. We believe love is not fragile. It is fierce. It grounds our organizing, fuels our imagination, and sustains our communities. This, for me, is a clear statement of my faith. We practice another way. We believe that love is not fragile. It is fierce. We also believe that thriving is as important as striving. Now, when I say we here, I am making assumptions about identities and assuming that as UUs or people listening to a UU preach, that you believe in love, you believe in justice, and you believe in a world where all living beings can thrive. It can be hard right now to keep our collective dream of a beloved community alive, and as one friend once said recently, it's like one dumpster fire after another. And we can't put them all out at once. And I am not suggesting that we dance around the dumpster fires or turn a blind eye to suffering. But we must, all of us, take the time to remember that joy feeds our heart, our souls, and celebration is more than a balm to the weary. Celebration is revolutionary. Joy is a propulsive force, and oppressive regimes often target dancing, music, and celebrations. Sorry, allergies, which also get in the way of celebrating. Joy is a propulsive force, and oppressive regimes often target dancing, music, and celebrations. And bear with me here for a minute. In the late 1980s, in Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, there was a singing revolution. It's a 4-year series of protests involving mass singing demonstrations that eventually led to independence. And I am reminded of the singing so many of us heard coming out of Minneapolis, and I am reminded myself of singing along the other night with the Resistance Revival Chorus, and I am reminded of the overwhelmingly joyful music coming out of New Orleans. And I am reminded the words of Sojourner Truth, and please say them with me again. I will not allow my life's light to be determined by the darkness around me. I will not allow my life's light to be determined by the darkness around me. And I'm reminded of the words of Shirley Caesar, this joy that I have, the world cannot take it away. We, as UUs, are a fiercely joyful people. We celebrate to say that darkness will not have the final say. Knock us down and we get back up. Our light cannot be extinguished. Attempt to silence us, and you know what happens. We sing even louder. Try to terrify us. We will keep marching and we will keep dancing because we have hope. We have joy and we love each other and this world. We know that joy is essential for our survival. So here is my challenge for you all. Find one moment of joy. Lean into celebration. Honor those we have lost by celebrating our love for them. Remember that joy exists, and choosing joy is a powerful act of resistance. Amen. Blessed be, and know that you are loved. Thank you.
Join in singing hymn number 118, This Little Light of Mine.
Hello again. As our service concludes, let's all wave and say goodbye to the folks online. Thank you, thank you. And I know you just sat down, I'm sorry, but for those of you who are able to rise in body or in spirit, and join hands with your neighbors. Hand by hand, we touch those who are here with us and those who are no longer with us. And hand over hand, we build community. We each have gifts that make a difference. In this coming week, may you do at least one thing to support the broken, to welcome the stranger, to celebrate what is worthy, to do the work of justice and love, be strong, be connected, be loved. Open your heart to a world in need of healing. Open your heart to joy. Amen, and blessed be.
Feel free to join us in this song. The words are in the order of service. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This pride that I have, the world didn't give to me. This pride I have, the world didn't give to me. This pride I have, the world didn't give to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Choir to this peace that I have, the world didn't give to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This joy that I have, the world didn't give to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. One more time, this joy.